Hello everyone, I'm Ava Kashnowski, one of your hosts for Keeping It E, kicking it off for our very last episode of our first season. We've had so much fun with the show so far, especially what we have planned for today. To start off the episode, we are going to explore a fantasy role-playing game called D&D. Now for those of you who don't know what D&D is, I'll provide a quick description. D&D, or also known as Dungeons & Dragons, is a tabletop role-playing game created in 1974 by Gary Gygax and David Aronson. Players form a party, go on epic quests, explore worlds, and level up an experience. Welcome to Game-E. We have 3 guests with us today that will be conversating deeper into this game and why people love to play. Hello, Krista, Jacob, and Griffin. How are you, Krista?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm good. How are you, Jacob?
Doing pretty good.
Griffin?
Doing just fine myself.
Okay, let's start off with the first question. Krista, what made you join D&D and how long have you been playing?
Honestly, I just like playing pretend, let's be honest. And just pretending to be an imaginary world. I think I started probably like high school, but yeah. Done different kinds of campaigns and different versions of D&D since then.
Same question to you. Yes.
Yeah, so I've been playing probably 7-ish years. Also started in high school. I just heard about D&D, so I just bought the books and learned the rules and got my friends to start playing.
I actually got my start when I was little, probably 6 or 7.
Oh.
My dad and his friends were all big fans, so they would all come over to the house, they'd play and be loud and have chips and beers and laugh about the game that I could not possibly understand. And it started when I eventually insisted that my dad let me play with him at one point, and I've been enjoying it ever since.
So next question. How many campaigns do you guys participate in?
Just throughout our lives or like currently or...
I guess both. If you want to answer both, you can.
Okay, so I think I've had 6 from what I counted. But some of them were like D&D, other ones were like Star Wars, Vampire the Masquerade, a few like games similar to it. Currently I do not have one, but alas, someday.
Yeah, if we're just counting Dungeons and Dragons, probably 8 or 9 over the 7 years I've been playing. If we're counting other role-playing games, easily in the 2 or 3 dozen, and I'm currently in like 4 or 5. I do a lot of tabletop role-playing games.
I've only gotten the chance to participate in about 5 D&D games in my life, but in terms of how many I participate in presently, in terms of tabletops in general, the answer is probably more than I should, because they're hard to put down.
So next question. What types of characters do you play, and could you give a brief description?
So I love barbarians. That's my class, my go-to. Honestly, I just like being the character that likes to just hit things and doesn't think about it as much, and just being a warrior and a badass. And yeah, I always go for those. That's just my favorite.
Yeah, I like playing skill-based characters and support characters. Like, I'm having the most fun when everyone else is having a lot of fun, so I like buffing them up, debuffing our enemies. So I usually try to play bards. I love bards. They do all of those things. They are easily my favorite class. They're so fun.
I tend to like a character that is unique in concept, whether it be someone who wanted to go out and adventure because it seemed fun. They had a great childhood. They just wanted to go out and see the world, which is incredibly rare, all the way to someone who's a druid, someone of nature, but the chaotic, fiery part of nature that is wildfires and thunderstorms.
So 4th question. What class do you think you'd be in real life? This is an interesting one.
You have to come back to me on that one. I have to think about
Okay.
it.
I'd say I'd probably be an artificer. They like make magical inventions and things. I do computer programming and I help my high school robotics team. So I always like building things, making things. So yeah, I'd probably go with artificer.
I think I'd probably have to pick a rogue. They're a little bit of people skills, a little bit of smarts and strategy, a little bit of sneakiness. They're kind of whatever you might need in a given situation.
I
Did you think of one?
Yeah, I mean, I know I already said Bard, but I do martial arts and personal training. I like that strength training and fitness and just fighting in general, but yeah, I got similar build to it, so it works out.
So, what makes D&D important to you, like yourself?
So I like the idea of just being able to, like, for hours at a time, just be somewhere else. And I love just like classical fantasy, like you got elves and the dwarves, like kind of like Lord of the Rings kind of classic fantasy that I like, and being able to just be in that world and just pretend, like I said. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just like doing it.
Yeah, same here. All that escapism is so great. The world sucks, but we can build these little fantasy worlds where things suck, but you can do something about it. It's great.
Mine is slightly more optimistic. I enjoy the game because it's a great opportunity to create, whether it be creating a character that you and other people will enjoy, whether it's creating a story that you remember. I've always loved games of board games, tabletop games, video games, and tabletops are always the one I come back to the most because it's the only one where you can really do and create the best things because there is no bounds.
So, I heard that there's a new D&D movie out. Have any of you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Yep. We actually, a group of us from the tabletop club here at Eastern actually got together when it first came out to go and see it all together. I think a lot of us were pleasantly surprised.
So yeah, it's like every spell in the movie is a recognizable D&D spell. It's fantastic.
Well, you basically answered the second half of the question, which was, what do you guys think of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like that they just, like you were saying, like the attention to detail on so many little things where you're just like, oh yeah, this, like I love the paladin, he's great, and it was just the little tropes that they did with that, so I liked it a lot and I want to see it again.
I was
Same
just
here.
glad that we finally got a game adaptation, whether it be video game or board game or tabletop game, to a movie that wasn't awful.
Yeah, like I love the old D&D movies, the super old ones. They're garbage. They're terrible movies, but I love them so much. But the new one is infinitely better.
So, what other TTRPs do you play, and do you recommend them?
So I've done GURPS, so it's like a Star Wars one, and I love Star Wars. I play the Old Republic online, and for me, I just love being in that universe. I've also done a good amount of Vampire the Masquerade, which is pretty good as well.
Yeah, I've been running a Mutants and Masterminds campaign, which is a superhero role-playing game. Yeah, it's super great. You can make basically whatever kind of hero you want. It's super great. I love that system.
I gotta go back to his answer with the Mutants and Masterminds. It is a lot of tabletop games are very unique and they're very fun, whether it be something like Star Wars or D&D or Mutants and Masterminds. They're all across the board, and that's one of the ones that really does just stand out, being able to create whatever world you want, modern, future, past, whatever hero you want, whether it be something as simple as the Flash who just runs really fast, or something as obscenely complex as someone with total control over their body, and it can be everything from a perfect hair day to ridiculous bone armor and crazy things like that. And it is very near to the epitome of what tabletops are, of creating anything you can imagine.
So, this one, is going to be a really great question. What hilarious event has happened in a campaign with your character?
Can I start?
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
well, I gotta remember. Oh my.
This was actually Jacob's campaign last year here on Eastern's campus, and we were playing. It was classic D&D, and it had a few good stories, but one of my favorites has to be the raid on a dragon's lair. We'd split up, never a good idea, to enter this dungeon. A few of us going one way, a few of us going in a secret entrance, and it went horribly awry immediately, and it ended with dragons and T-Rexes and nonsense.
Well, thank you all for coming in and talking about D&D. I had a really great time hearing your passion for the game. I hope you enjoyed being on the show. I know I have. Interested in learning more about D&D or love playing board games? Scan the QR code to join the Dungeon Dreadnoughts Club Discord. This concludes the segment of Gamey. I hope you enjoyed watching this far. We'll be back after this short break.
May the winds of the pasture guide our hearts, that we may witness death once more in our pursuit of Valhalla.
For my father and his father before him, long live the Earth Mother!
One, two, three. Let the pick be.
He's here. Poor guy.
I want to stand up, though. The world is burning up in flames, and nobody wants to take the blame. Hello, and welcome back to Keeping It E. My name is Francisco Uribe, and today we have an extra special episode. As we're coming to the end of this semester, we would first like to say thank you for watching us, and we hope you've enjoyed all of our crazy shenanigans. But nonetheless, this segment marks a special day on the calendar and one of my favorite holidays. A 24-hour period of time where stigma doesn't exist and euphoria fills the air. A day that is meant to put your mind and body at ease so you can enjoy the outdoors and explore the world, or just stay inside and have a rest and relaxation day. It's 420, everybody. So I'm headed around campus to see how folks get down at Eastern. One thing's for sure, everybody smokes because it's what we do here. Free the weed, end the stigma. Before we get started with this segment, let me slip into something a little more comfortable.
What up, everybody? Today we're here skateboarding and finding people to talk to, because who doesn't want to talk to people, especially when there's such a great holiday like 420 coming up. Here we are. We got geese, we got water, we got weed. Except we don't, because we're on campus and that's illegal here. I don't really know what to say or what this shot's for, but I feel good. You want to see a trick? Ah! Cut. So first off, I gotta ask you, what does 420 mean to you?
Mary Jane.
Great day just to, get a little bit relaxed and, just get a bit of bond.
It's like just a funny joke, like in high school, like nobody was really smoking, but we all smelled it up at the high school. And now I just smoke so much.
Well, as I understand it, 420 is often linked with weed and various other drugs. April 20th, I believe. I'm not sure if there's a specific April 20th where things went down, but as far as I know, it's more or less an unofficial holiday for some people.
Doesn't really mean too much anymore, but I think it's a fun holiday for sure.
If it's not a day on the calendar, it's definitely a day people use to celebrate for some fun things. It's also the day Eminem went sober, so we can celebrate that.
What does 420 mean to you?
420 is the day of the year.
Do you have any plans for this upcoming 420?
Not at the moment, but, I'm open-minded.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Everything legal.
My friends have an apartment out here, and so we're probably gonna go over there and like hotbox the entire apartment and just order food and DoorDash.
What's your favorite way to smoke?
Uncommon opinion, but hotboxing it.
I smoke out of joints because I'm trying to cut out the nicotine.
Blunts are bad for you.
But like I said, I don't smoke, so this is all hypothetical.
Yeah,
of course.
hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
Of course.
You feel me?
What's your favorite way to smoke?
I don't really smoke like that, actually. I guess with friends.
Yeah, that's a good answer. So what is a piece of advice you got for someone who's using cannabis or might be new to cannabis?
Take it easy, because you're gonna build a tolerance, and then you're gonna have to be taking like 4 pounds a day, and it's not gonna work.
Don't do it like for fun. Like it gets pretty expensive. Like if you're gonna waste it or you're just smoking like for like a cool video, don't even waste your money. And if you're gonna do it, like really do it. Like make sure you really inhale all the way and like just chill.
Stop wasting weed.
Use it smartly. Don't don't do it and drive.
I think the biggest advice is to know your limits, know how to control yourself.
On November 6, 2012, initiatives and amendments were passed in what 2 U.S. states to legalize recreational marijuana?
I want to guess one is California. No?
No.
Am I close? Am I close to the area?
Michigan? Utah's not a state, is it?
No, it is.
Oh, it is? Oh, is Utah one of them?
No.
Colorado and Michigan?
Michigan? No. Atlanta?
No.
I don't know.
California and Colorado.
I'll go California and Vegas.
Can I get like a phone call, or is that not a thing?
No.
Nevada? Where?
Washington.
What? Washington?
And
Nobody gets
Colorado.
Colorado, bro. All the hippies are there.
Yeah, Colorado. Which famous playwright likely used cannabis? William Shakespeare, John Fletcher, Lin-Manuel Miranda, or Arthur Miller?
I think it's gotta be my man Fletcher.
John Fletcher.
Lin-Manuel.
I'll go with Lin-Manuel.
William Shakespeare for sure. That bro was.
Yeah,
that bro
that's
was
what
built
we put
different.
too, but probably all of them. Well, that was a chill afternoon. Thank you to everyone who came out and helped ease us into the next semester. On to our next segment. We are going to expose some shitty facilities at Eastern Michigan University. I mean, literally, the purpose is to flush your shit. Join Henry Perrin as he exposes and goes into detail on Expose.
One time I watched Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa.
Great film.
Yeah, amazing.
Fantastic film.
Eagles on 3. 1, 2, 3. Eagles!
I think it helps not even just the athletes, but partners as well. Anybody who comes to play, just find friendships. People have something in common. Everybody's so supportive. It's just a really positive group of people and an environment. Everybody is, we're just all there rooting each other on. It's been really fun.
I've been a Special Olympics about 3.5 years. Just having fun and coming out and just enjoying meeting new friends.
Special Olympics is super fun for the athlete, super fun for volunteers. It's just a great way to make connections around campus, and just overall a super fun time. So I definitely recommend joining it.
I like it. I like basketball, making new friends. Being on the team. I made a lot of new friends.
But it's more like going to a place where you can feel important. I felt like we made a whole little community.
Good day, guys, gals, non-binary pals. 'Tis I, Henry Perrin, your host for today's E-Exposed, the segment where we take a magnifying glass to all the topics on campus that all the people don't want to talk about. Today's subject, bathrooms. Like it or not, we all have one thing in common here on this planet. We all have to take a dump from time to time. Though it may be relaxing, it's not a particularly pleasant part of our existence. But it doesn't have to be all ugly. We can rise above. We can have standards. As a man of such sophistication myself, I learned to look for the best shitholes on campus, and my journey was quite informative. I'll be giving a rundown on all the things I learned ranking the bathrooms and explaining my criteria for quality, so you too can be a washroom freethinker. My assistant, Casey Deschler, was thorough in her review of the women's restrooms. We'll make a note if there's any notable difference. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. The campus library is a place of learning. It's also a place of debauchery. Library bathrooms are quite spacious, almost to the point of being eerie. This great capacity is enough to uphold the tremendous amount of traffic that sets foot here. However, this results in dirty, unflushed stalls being unfortunately common. The water from the sink is weak and tepid. The hooks for hanging up your bags are tucked into an uncomfortable corner of the stall, making for a claustrophobic experience. If you're going to lay your waste here, try to do so in the handicap stall, as it's quite spacious and good for contemplation. On paper, this bathroom does its job well enough and will work in a pinch, but there's just too many things making it an uncomfortable experience. I give the EMU library bathroom a 2 out of 5. Man, show business is hard. This is a universal truth that everyone accepts when they sign up for classes at UG Sturgis, and is exemplified perfectly by the bathroom there. I mean, holy shit, that place is for pits. All right, firstly, the urinal is right next to the door, giving men absolutely no privacy to passersby. Even the main stall is in view of the hallway, with no working lock to help you keep the damn door closed. If you want to take a more private route, the stall in the back is cramped. I mean, like, really cramped. If you have a bag, it's going to be unpleasant. Conversely, though, the women's bathroom in UG Sturgis is actually quite fine. Dare I say, it's downright pleasant, with none of the aforementioned problems males may experience. A refreshing change of pace in the continuing battle for gender equality. I give the UG Sturgis restrooms a 0.5 out of 5 for guys, and a 3 out of 5 for girls. By the way, for all of you who use the bathrooms near the theaters, we can hear it in class every time you flush. Just something for you to think about. Now, we're going to move on to that premium shit, and I mean literally. To use a bathroom in a recreation center, you'll have to have a membership. So the real question is it worth the extra cash? Firstly, if you're rich enough to determine subscriptions based on bathroom qualities, you're a scourge upon this world. And secondly, yes, rec center bathrooms are low capacity, with 2 stalls and a urinal, which does not mean the bathroom is always exactly available. Though, because of its small size, paired with its active staff, it means the bathroom is consistently clean. The stalls are spacious, and guess what? Actually have good hooks for your bags and jackets. The lighting? It's superb. And there's a mirror that you can use to check yourself out after a workout. All these boons for recreational center members, and I have even listed the best part. The exit's push door, so you can clean your hands and keep them clean right after. I give a rec center a 4 out of 5. 'Twould be perfect if it had hot water in the sink. But I got a better bathroom for you. Something that's not premium, and is my little secret imparted onto you. Somewhere, across the Ford studio, up the stairs on the 2nd floor through the back door of the Pierce Hall, lies a facility worth its weight in gold, the creme de la crap. This is the Pierce Hall office bathroom. It's not flashy, but it's homely, and it's the best place to take a dump on campus. There's natural light coming from the window, making it spacious, and it can feel quite peaceful. The sink is adorned with a horn, like the majestic rhinoceros beetle, and of its powerful, warm water that will leave your hands cleaner than when you entered the building. Low traffic also keeps the bathroom clean and quiet, making it the best bathroom on campus. Is what I would say before I saw the footage of a women's restroom. I mean, holy shit, they even have more windows and pine cones? I mean, seriously, it's not fair. I give the backdoor bathroom in Pierce Hall a perfect score of 5 out of 5. This is what every public restroom should strive to be. And so ends my report on the restrooms of EMU. I hope you have all learned something on this adventure, and that the shared knowledge will be something you treasure for the rest of your lives. Now go out there, poo with standards, and have a lovely summer. Thank you all for watching. I have some business to attend to.